we'll see channel length modulation. Fine. So basically channel length modulation is when the transistor or MOSFET is in saturation region, when we increase drain voltage, the channel shift towards left side. So we'll see how this happens in diagrammatic form. Fine. See, channel length modulation. Fine. So in first case, so I have transistor here. I have two layers. This will be metal and this will be SiO2, and this is gate terminal, right? So this is gate terminal, this is drain terminal, this is source terminal, this is P substrate, this is N plus region and N plus region. So source terminal will be grounded, substrate will be grounded. So what I will do is, VD I'll apply VD, which is positive. Okay. Gate voltage VG should be greater than VT, that is threshold voltage, to form a inversion here. Fine. When this connection is made, channel is formed, right? So channel will be not linear like this. Okay. In many representations, we have seen channel will be this form, right? Channel will be equally distributed in all regions, but in real cases, channel won't be like this. Channel will be slightly thicker towards source side, and thicker towards source side and gradually decreases when it reaches drain terminal. So I'll explain why this phenomenon happens. Okay, this is my inversion layer which is going to be present. Okay, see, here it is very thicker, or it is very dense, and here it is on the edge. Okay, this is my inversion layer occurred when this connection is made, right? Okay, let's consider the example and let's see why this happens. Okay, I'll divide into this transistor into two parts. Okay, let's take VT is 0.7 volts threshold voltage. So my VG should be greater than VT. So what I'll take, VG is equal to 0.8 volts. So my inversion layer will be formed, right? So what I'll take, in first case, VD is very small. Let's take 0.2 volts. Okay, 0.2. See, the potential difference between gate and drain terminal is 0.8 minus 0.2. That will be 0.6 volts. The potential difference here is 0.6 volts, right? So in this side, what will happen? The potential difference between gate and potential difference between source. Source is grounded, so 0.8 minus 0 will be 0.8. So this is positive potential. Okay. So in this side, what we have? Let's see this side. Okay. 0.8 we have positive potential. So what happens is, there will be enough opposition to push the holes present over here into P substrate. This side there will be enough potential to push the holes from this region into P substrate. When the holes get into P substrate, the electrons will jump and sit here, right? So but in case of this, there is a lesser potential compared to this, so there will be no force to repel more holes from this side. Okay, so there will be less amount of holes repelled, right? So if less amount of holes are repelled, so holes will be accumulated here, only less amount of electrons are accumulated here. So compared to this, here more electrons will be accumulated, right? So compared to this, the inversion layer will be very less this side. Fine. This case is our first case. So in second case, we'll see when VD is in first case we are seeing VD is equal to 0.2 volts, which is very small. In second case, we'll see VD is equal to VD sat, that is saturation voltage. So again, I have my transistor. two layers, metal and oxide. I have gate terminal, drain, source. This is grounded, this is grounded, this is P substrate, N plus and N plus. So Vg is greater than Vt, we already know. So here what I'll do is Vd is equal to Vd sat in second case, where Vd sat is saturation voltage. So what is saturation voltage? The minimum voltage required to keep the MOSFET in saturation region. So which we call as Vd sat or saturation voltage. Fine. So here my Vg is equal to what? 0.8. I have taken 0.8 volts. So what I take is Vd is equal to 0.8 volts. Okay, 0.8. Fine, 0.8. So again I divide this transistor into two parts. This is source, this is drain, and this is gate. Fine. So what happens? The potential between gate and drain voltage will be 0 because 0.8 is Vg, Vd is also 0.8. So 0.8 minus 0.8 will be 0 volts. 0 volts. Fine. So in this side, again 0.8 minus 0, as source terminal is grounded, right? So it will be 0 volts. Sorry, this will be 0.8 volts. 0.8 volts. See. What happens here is the channel will be thicker this side and will gradually reduce and comes to a point where here, so as it is 0 volts, there will be no as the positive potential is 0 volts, there will be no force to repel the holes from this side to into P substrate. So when there is no force, so all the holes will be stuck here only. So if holes are stuck there, no electrons will come and accumulate there. So what happens is there will be very less inversion layer present over here. Okay. So my channel looks like this. See, from this up to this depth, my channel went into a very steep. So this point is known as pinch off point. Pinch off point. It is a point where the channel is nearly or is equal to 0. Fine. This is my second case. In third case, we will see when Vd is greater than Vsat. Fine. I have my N plus regions here. Gate, Vd, source which is grounded, substrate which is grounded, P substrate. Okay, this is metal, this is oxide layer. So Vg is greater than Vt, we have applied. So what I'll do, this is Vd terminal, right? So what I'll do is Vd will be greater than Vd sat. I'll apply. So in this case, what will happen is the pinch off point which is near to drain terminal shifts somewhere. For example, say here. Okay, shifts towards left side, or we can say shifts towards source terminal. Okay, my channel looks like this. So after Vd sat is up, so after Vd is applied, which is greater than Vd sat, my pinch off point which was near to drain terminal shifts towards left side due to this phenomenon. This is my pinch off point. Pinch off point which shifts towards left side. Okay, fine. Let's consider this length, channel length, as L. So we'll take L as length of the channel, whole length. Okay, fine. So here what happens is, this will be my, let's take, there is a pinch off point shift towards left side and left right. So what I take, this shift, how much it has shifted, the length I take as delta L. From point here to point here, how much it has shifted, let's take the length as delta L. So this length which is present before delta L is known as L effective. L effective length. So what will be L effective is, L effective is equal to total channel length which was before, that is L minus the channel length after third case, that is when we apply VD which is greater than VD side. So it will be delta L. So whole length minus this delta L gives me L effective length. So this is known as channel length modulation. So now we will derive ID drain current equation when due to channel length modulation. So now we will see drain current equation when channel length modulation is considered. Okay. So drain current equation ID is equal to 1 by 2 mu n COX, which is oxide capacitance, into W by L into VGS minus VT whole square. So this is the drain current equation when channel length modulation is not considered. Okay. So we'll derive from this equation, we'll derive the equation for ID when channel length modulation is considered. Okay, fine. So we have L. We have L here, that is length of the channel. So now what happened? Just now we saw, that is L will be changes to L effective, right? Where L effective is equal to total L minus delta L due to channel length modulation. So what I'll do is I'll replace L with L effective. So this will become 1 by 2 mu n COX W by L minus delta L VGS minus VT whole square. Fine. What I'll do is I'll take L common outside. So it will be 1 by 2 mu n COX W by, I'll take L common outside and keep the remaining term after this bracket, VGS minus VT whole square into 1 by, what if I take L common, I'll be remained with 1 minus delta L by L. So if I take L common, there will be here 1. So I'll divide delta L with delta L by L. Fine. Delta L with delta. So let's consider this part. So what will happen is 1 by 1 minus delta L plus L can be written as 1 minus delta L by L inverse also. So in mathematics we have a formula, right? That is 1 minus x whole inverse, which can be written as 1 plus x square plus x cube plus up to so on. So when x is much less than 1, which is on this case also, delta L by L will be very less than when compared to 1. So if this is the case, this equation will be 1 plus x when x is very less than 1. So in this case what will happen? In place of 1 we have 1, but in place of x we have delta L by L. So this will become 1 plus delta L by L. So this will be replaced by 1 plus delta L by L, right? So my equation will be 1 by 2 mu n COX W by L VGS minus VT whole square into 1 plus delta L by L. Fine. See, when previous we have studied that VGS, when we increase drain voltage, right? When we increase drain voltage, our delta L will also increase, right? So when we increase drain voltage, delta L also increases. So we can say that delta L is directly proportional to VD. Delta L is directly proportional to VD, right? So what will happen? I'll take out this proportionality and I'll keep a constant. So delta L will be equal to lambda dash VD. We'll study about this constant in further, okay? So delta L is equal to lambda dash into VD. Fine. I'll divide by L on both sides. So delta L by L is equal to lambda dash by L into VD. So I'll write delta L by L is equal to lambda into VD. Fine. I'll replace delta L by L with lambda VD in this equation. So my final equation will be ID is equal to 1 by 2 mu n COX W by L VGS minus VT whole square into 1 plus delta by Vd. Fine. Without considering channel length modulation, we had this equation. So for this equation, we would get a graph like this for VDS and for IDS. We would get a graph like this, right? I'm not taking any points. I'm just showing the graph will be like this. So let's consider this is a linear region and this is saturation region, where we have studied that ID will be constant when the MOSFET reaches into saturation region, right? Because we have studied that because this part, that is 1 plus lambda into 1 plus lambda into Vd was not considered, so it was linear. But now when this term occurs, ID won't be constant. ID will be little bit higher and will not be constant. So ID will be like this. So the black ones are for ID drain current equation without channel length modulation, and the violet color ones are ID drain current when the channel length modulation, that is 1 plus delta, 1 plus lambda into Vd is considered. So this is the whole concept of channel length modulation. Thank you.